sit up like that. Yeah, you're fine. Just you're good. You're good right there. You're going forward right there. Got it. Okay. Don't hit me now too, woman. Don't make me turn. I turn. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back with Damian and Kristal Ward. Again, thank y'all for so much for doing this for us. I really appreciate it. I hope y'all enjoying it. I'm a little nervous, and I don't even know why.
Oh, no.
Not like I ain't known y'all since elementary school.
Yeah.
So, but
Same.
safe place. So coming back, I want to touch base on when Kristal. You said Kristal was bedridden for a while, being pregnant with Imani. Imani, sorry. So how was it bringing her back into, I guess, the fold when you were able to now contribute to the household? I'm trying to belittle it. When you come back in the household, how was it like getting back into the rhythm of things? Did you have to bully him out the way? Did you have to tell him to let you do stuff, or what? No.
Just my house.
Yeah. It's really easy.
Fair enough.
But okay, so a couple of things happened with Imani. So with Imani, one thing that happened was that actually changed my career because I was an accountant. I went to school. I graduated from school. My degree was in accounting. And what was happening with Imani being premature, she came home. Number one, she didn't come home for like 11 months. Mm-hmm. So we never got that baby in the house experience. Mm. So
Caleb.
Until Caleb. Yeah, until second. But yeah, we didn't have that experience. So Imani was, she didn't come home until 11 months. And then when she came home, she had like all this equipment. So she had oxygen machines. She had a tracheotomy. Did she? No, she didn't. She had a tracheotomy. Yeah. She had
home health nurse.
Yeah, home health nurses. So she came home with stuff. She had the pulse ox and the
apnea machine.
Yeah, the apnea machine, which would go crazy.
Nuts.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she came home with all that stuff. Wow. We had a wagon that we put all her stuff in. And, so you had to learn how to change the oxygen and the water and the humidifier.
And change the
trach. So there was a lot that came with Imani.
Yeah.
For me, some of the, I think, pivotal things that happened were, one, as, Kristal ran the house. Everything had to be clean, sterilized, all that good stuff. Wash your hands. Don't touch my child. This was before COVID, so if you didn't wash your hands, don't touch her.
I think she definitely ran me over with that one.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. I went to reach her. She was like, did you wash your hands? I was like, no, ma'am. Let me go do that. I think I washed up to like my arm like that. Yeah. I wasn't even playing. Like when I saw how serious you were, I ain't take no disrespect from it. I was like, you got it? I think I washed up to here though, because I knew you carry a baby. Anyway.
Yeah, I think we
you got me.
We all had to recognize it was little. I think it was easier for Kristal, but we all had to recognize that Imani wasn't like a porcelain doll.
I got you.
Imani was tough, but she just had equipment.
Yeah.
And then she didn't talk because of the trait.
Right.
So she signed stuff and stuff like that. So it was a lot of stuff that was just different. So for me, my thing was whatever Chris told me to do, that's what I did. And then as things started getting more difficult and I was at work, because again, as an accountant, especially during tax season, and then it was time to get all these legal papers together at the company I worked at, I'd be gone it'd be like 60-hour weeks.
Hey.
And when I get home, she's exhausted and it was just suffering. Then I was just like, I can't keep doing this. So for me, that's when I kind of changed, and I was just like, okay, we got to do something else. I did it wrong, but but I was like, we got to do something else. But yeah, she ran the house, so that wasn't hard at all.
What did that transition look like going from accounting to education? And where were you in the process? Because you went to school for a while.
I didn't go to school until Imani no longer had her trait, but I actually found Damian. I told you about CSEP.
Yeah, she actually found me my first education. Well, even going back a little bit. Okay, so this is where this was like a big rub. This was probably, for me, this was a big failure for communication in our relationship.
Okay.
Because I grew up on pray, have faith. What's the stuff called? Name it and claim it. There you go. Gotcha. I grew up on that name it and claim it. And so for me, it was just like, okay, and then if you have enough faith, then everything you want will happen.
Right.
So that's kind of how I knew of God. So for me, it was just, okay, well, I literally, my boss came to me one day and he was like, Damian, look, man, you know, I know you got the baby and all that good stuff, but we need this report. Because I was late on reports and all that good stuff. And he was like, we need the reports, we need this. And he was like, you know, something got to change. And I said, you know what? You're right. I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice. And he was like, whoa, I didn't mean that. And I was like, yeah, I know, but we gotta change. Because my thing was, okay, you know, I had enough faith to quit. So now God's
so surely something else is gonna pop up. Right.
So I go home and tell my wife. She's like, and she kept it cool. It was like a slow burn that came out years later, to be honest with you. It came out, it didn't come out then, but it was like years later, because what I didn't realize is I took all of her stability and threw it out the window.
Yes.
I just completely tossed it out the window and then said, deal with it. So at that time, I mean, really, I was like the only one working. And then she just started working. And her job wasn't even really paying that much. But I was like, yeah, I'll be able to find a teaching job. And
yeah, what was I doing? I think I was working like...
I think you were like an NCP or something like that. It was like a nurse care partner or something like that. They ain't pay really that much. And it was just... And we didn't have no savings for real. So I just threw it out there. So really for like about 3 months, I'm just praying and that's really all I was doing. I was just, I mean, I was looking for other jobs and stuff like that, but I was just kind of praying and like, God, help me. I wasn't even walking the walk that I should have walked.
Okay.
And Kristal actually found the job for me. She found a job at a place called CSEP, which is a alternative school type thing. And they were just like, we need bodies now. And I was like, cool. And so that I was able to get a job that paid me probably a little bit more than what I was making as an accountant. Okay. And then I ended up staying there for like 10 plus years. And then that was my track on education. Now I've been teaching for like 20 years. But so that was a tough time because years later I would find out, especially when I wanted to just like switch other jobs. Kristal was just like, okay, so do you have a job yet? I'm like, what are you talking about? She was like, you ain't gonna just throw that out the window. And I'm like, no, I ain't gonna do that no more. But it took her a while to trust me in that area. It was just, anytime I talked about different jobs, she would freak out. Even to this day, it's still a little bit there. Because now I'm just like a free agent. Who paying? Okay, I'm over here. So that's kind of how I was. But now I know I get the job first. Then I move. But so even this past year, you know, it was a little transition that I had, but me and her communicated and it was better. So
what brought about the recognition of the job for him? What in you made you think that would be a good spot for him?
Because he's always talked about working with kids. Even when we were at newlyweds, he always loved working with youth. He loved it. And it was just like his passion. He would come home talking about it, and I was just like, and I was like, Damian, I think you're a teacher. I think you're a teacher, Damian. I think you're a teacher. And he would always talk about it. I'm like, just go, just do that.
Yeah.
You know? And he's good at it.
Yeah. So in that time frame, because like I said, you didn't go to school right away. But when did your track of going to school start in that time frame?
Well, we had this one nurse that would come and see Amani, because I was real picky about that too.
Well, you should be, yeah.
And it was this one nurse that was with her, and I was just her passion, and I was like, and even when we were still in the hospital, they were just like, Kristal, I think you need to go to school to be a nurse. I'm like, I don't think I could do any of this. But when I was home with her, they were just like, you need to go.
Yeah, because you were a teacher for like 42 seconds.
Yeah, that was not my thing. The one girl jumped up on the table and told me she was a Barbie in a Barbie world, and I was like, I'm out. This is not me.
Wow. What school was that at?
IC Norcom. I said, this is just not
A little
me.
different.
Yeah, it is.
It was a time,
I
yeah.
was like, this is just not my world.
Yikes.
I don't have it in me. And,
Yeah.
and the kids actually told me, they were like, Mrs. Ward, this is just not for you. This is not you. This is not for you. You're too nice. They told me that.
Really?
Yeah. There's like, this is not for you. And I was just like, God, I think maybe you just talked to me and told me this is not for me. But nursing, it was.
Yeah.
You know, I just found my passion through that, and it was really because of Amani. It was really because of her that's how I fell into it, and I love it.
Wow. How many years now?
Caleb is 15.
So you worked through it when you was with Caleb. Were you still going to school at the same time?
Yeah, I was pregnant with him. I was about to drop him in nursing school, and I was like, I passed my last test and came home, and Caleb said, I'm here. I'm ready to come. So
Water broke.
Water broke.
Jesus. So passions, goals. What do they look like now?
See, I'm living it. I'm a wound care nurse, so I just love taking care of patients in that aspect. I love being able to see patients, helping to restore them in that way. I think that's what God has me to do. I just do. I love being able to help a new nurse on the floor to gain confidence in their abilities. I just love doing that. So for me, I could honestly see myself 60 years old, still working the floor, doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to have the hard conversation with somebody in the same way they told you about teaching with somebody about nursing?
She's soft.
You know what? I'm more of a nurturer.
Okay.
You know, so
Okay.
but because I can take someone in and say, okay, this is how you do it.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
get in here. Let's do it this way. So I can do that because I think if you're on the floor and you're willing to be there, there's a way that you can learn how to do a skill and still be nurturing to a patient. I think if you're there for a patient, then you can learn anything.
Yeah.
If you
I got you.
if you're not there for a patient, then I can't help you. But if you are there and you're willing to help a patient, then I think anything else can be worked through. Because ultimately the goal is for that patient. And I think I learned that with Amani. Because I know what it's like to be on the other end of that. And to me, whenever I go into a situation with somebody, that's what I think about. I think about what it's like to be in the bed. I think about what it's like to be the caregiver looking at their loved one in bed. You know, that's how I take on the responsibility, or what it's like to have that wound or all that. So when I go into a patient's room, that's what I take in. So I know, because I have that type of passion, I know I'm not done yet, and I know where I'm at.
I got you.
So,
I got you.
yeah.
I got you. So, crazy question. You ever find yourself watching TV and telling people they ain't doing it right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'll be like, they're not doing it right. That's not how it's supposed. That's not how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I'll be watching the real stuff, and I'll be like, it's this, it's that. I'll be like, yes, I got it right. They've never liked watching TV with me, so
So is your pick of choice, like your choice of TV shows, is it medical dramas and stuff like that?
Absolutely not.
No?
She
Okay,
is
good.
a documentary
yes.
person. As my man Roy Woods Jr., she is a diagonal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hold on. That dude is hilarious.
Yeah,
Yes.
she is a
Yeah.
diagonal. She looks at documentaries all the time. It's just all the time. I was like, she'll watch a documentary because I like stuff like Power. Every Sunday I become a drug dealer.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but she won't watch it because she was just like, oh, nobody's good. However, on the same subject, she'll watch a documentary about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she can watch it's incredibly ridiculous. She'll watch a documentary about it because, oh, that's interesting. And I'm like, okay, now let's watch the show.
There's no point.
And she's like, it's too violent. I was like, you literally just watched a documentary about real people dying and real people getting killed. Now we watch a TV show where this is fake. Oh no, that's too real. Okay.
What?
It is absolutely ridiculous.
So what's the difference to you then?
Because it's pointless. I mean, because I've already watched the documentary. Why do I need to go and watch the show about it?
I get that. It's like reading the book then watching the movie. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
I get it.
He doesn't get it.
I don't get it because that is a very scaled down version and of how she thinks, and it's way more complex and way more stupid. It's not good on how she thinks about TV shows. But you'd rather watch the show and not watch the documentary on the real people that you're watching on TV. That don't make sense to me. Well, it's really easy because during my profession, I lived
Carlin
that
asked
life.
you a question.
That's right. You're right. My bad. I spoke out of turn. Let me get back in my place.
Wait, in your profession? No, please elaborate.
In my profession,
please elaborate.
Because I'm teaching, and I teach at alternative schools, so I teach the kids that are having behavior issues. We don't like to say bad kids, but behavior issues. So for me, I deal with people's behaviors all the time. So seeing fake TV is good.
So it's unplugged for you,
right?
I got you.
Watching the real stuff all the time is it's your brain doesn't get a rest. So if I'm watching something fake, then it's way better. It's easier. So that's why we always have TV wars.
We don't watch TV together like that.
Really? Is it that different? It's literally that different.
Okay, so
no.
I can watch. she
But you know I am bad.
She's terrible.
I am bad because like even with the finals, I can't. Like I'm a Lakers fan. Okay. I literally cannot watch
the game.
But this morning I woke up and I said, Damian, did the Lakers win?
Holding her breath.
Because I can't.
Does it cause like anxiety or something?
Yes. I'm like, did we win? I'm like, okay, so who do we play next? You know?
Oh
I can't
my God.
do it.
She can't. Yeah. She can't. Like for instance, she loves Denzel, but she can't watch a Denzel movie.
Not when he's bad. Fence he was horrible. He was a horrible man. Fence.
Yeah. She can't watch Fences.
But I did watch Fences.
She can't watch Training Day.
Training Day, no.
She can't watch Man on Fire.
Wait, what?
Man on Fire, he died.
What does that like taint your image of him? What?
She can't see if LeBron is having a bad game.
I'll walk away.
She has to leave.
I leave
because she can't see people do bad.
And you can't talk about LeBron. You can't talk bad about LeBron. I'll turn it.
Okay.
Like I said, I told you. This thing, it gets people are gonna say, "Oh, it's crazy. It's stupid." And again,
I am bad. I will say that I am bad.
Oh my God.
I'll watch TV with Kristal. Kristal cannot watch TV with me. So those are two different things. So we can watch what she wants to watch, but when it's my turn to pick, absolutely not. She'll leave. She will absolutely leave.
If it's a movie,
she will leave.
But it does take time to figure out what I want to watch.
She will.
It's a documentary.
She'll say, "Damian, pick the movie," and then if I pick the movie and she doesn't want to see it, she'll leave.
I'll leave.
And she'll be like, "Oh, fine, you can watch it." I was like, "I wanted to watch it with you." No, I'm gone. I can't watch that.
Wow.
And she'll leave. It's absolutely horrible.
So if you're a Marvel fan, so how does that work out then?
I can do Marvel.
Go ahead and answer Black Panther questions.
I ain't gonna ask Black Panther questions.
See what happened to you.
I just really.
Go ahead.
Is it that okay? So how did you feel about Black Panther? I mean, because Chadwick Boseman is no longer in the franchise.
Look at her face.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. And just several blinks that just happened right now.
Absolutely. Just like Denzel, she will not watch Black Panther.
I can watch it now because I watched the Wakanda Forever, so I grieved.
Okay, so you gave yourself time, and then came back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
you put it on now, she will walk out.
No, I won't. I'll watch it because I did. I watched Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
I had a good cry. Mm-hmm. It was good too.
And again, she believes she's telling the truth. She believes herself though.
I pray all this is edited.
No, this is running straight through. I'm just gonna let it rip.
But again, and I think that's the other thing with our relationship. We have fun. We do have fun with each other. Kristal is an introvert, and a lot of people outside who don't really get to talk with her, because she's my best friend. So outside of really this house, people really don't know how terrible. She teases me. It's really, really bad. But I love it. I mean, because I love it. She keeps me on my toes. I treat almost everything like a puzzle. I have to figure it out.
Okay.
From traffic to.
I'm still alive.
Yeah, I treat traffic to me as a game.
You've ridden with him.
Yeah.
Traffic to me is a game.
It's been a while. I had to remember. He used to blame me for when he missed the gears when he was shifting. He used to blame me.
Well, you told me how to drive a stick.
Man, Carlos, stop playing.
Yeah, he told me how to drive a stick. But don't drive a stick shift with me. I'll roll it now. But traffic to me is a game. People's behaviors is a game. I try to figure out what's your driving force. What I've had to learn over time is to stop. Let people be people. I have to learn how to do that. So that took time. You have to let people be people.
I'm a puzzle?
Oh, absolutely. I can't solve you, and that's why I love it. I can't solve you. If I could solve you,
that's actually a really good compliment.
Yeah. If I could solve you, then you would be boring to me. You are absolutely not boring to me. You are probably one of the weirdest people in the world to me, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I do. I know. You're gorgeous, but I can't. But again, if I solve the puzzle, you get boring to me, and you do not get boring to me at all. You are a complex individual. She thinks that's the thing. She thinks she's easy.
I am.
You are not.
I mean, you live with you your whole life, so, you know, so you knew everything about you.
She thinks she's easy, and she is not. She thinks people understand where she's coming from, and I'm like, Chris, they don't know what you're talking about. And she's
the
like,
kids get me.
Okay. They come to me and say, "Well, I'm like, hey, your mom's hungry." So she gets a little.
Did you get hangry?
Oh gosh,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your hold on? Hold on. Because I know you're a sandwich. You still a big sandwich guy?
Not really. No.
No.
The bread. I got to get rid of it, man. I got too fat, bro.
I hurt my feelings just now, man.
He still makes good sandwiches.
Yes, the sandwich was epic, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sandwiches and breakfast. Like what was it? The New Year's Eve, the morning after New Year's.
Yeah, we still breakfast. We do Christmas breakfast now.
Christmas breakfast. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
And that's still a.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is epic.
Yeah.
It's been years.
Yeah,
So I can't even look at you. It's been years.
Yeah, we still do.
And I still enjoyed it. I still remember.
It's actually kind of ridiculous now.
It was good. It was really good. Y'all did the thing.
Yeah,
y'all are amazing hosts. By
every year it goes up and
amazing.
up and up and up, and it's ridiculous.
Y'all still meet every Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it
Sunday
y'all just rotate houses?
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
I'll be here
dope.
tomorrow. But yeah, it's we love each other, man. We have a good time. I like figuring stuff out. I like doing that kind of stuff. And Kristal, I just can't figure out. There are some things I know she likes. There's some things I know she doesn't like. We're still learning each other. We're still growing. And I think for me, I think when Imani was in the hospital, it's kind of a saying that I still use to this day. And the doctors, they were puzzled about Imani and all this stuff. And then I asked the doctor, I said, okay, because they didn't know what to do with her. And I said, okay, is she getting worse or is she just slowly getting better? Did I say getting worse? It was like getting worse or is she just slowly getting better? And everybody just in the room stopped. Because it was like all these doctors in the room and everybody was talking and all these different departments, they were like battling over Imani. But because Imani was in the hospital for 11 months. And one department was saying she should have gone home a long time ago. And another department was saying she needs to stay here longer. And ultimately, we ended up having to take her out of CHKD and go into another hospital because they were fighting so bad. Because ear, nose, and throat was like, nah, she good. And pulmonology was just like, nah, them lungs still, she needs some work. And ultimately, we had to take her out because we had people from the side saying, hey, y'all need to go somewhere else because they figuring stuff out. So ultimately, it came to the point where we had to. Ultimately, it came to that's what happened in our relationship. In our relationship, it was, that was Imani, by the way.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it came to the point in our relationship. It was it getting worse or are we slowly getting better?
Okay.
And I think throughout our relationship, we've had moments of slowly getting better. I don't think we've gotten worse. we've had moments. And most of those moments were me.
Yeah.
And most of those moments were me and trust and money. Those were like most of those moments. It was just, that's all. And it wasn't like those were most of the moments. And it was just communicating what I was there.
Just learning. I don't, to me, it's just more learning curves. It's just like, okay, you want to do things your way. I want to do things my way. And God's like, we got to do things his way. Yeah. And it's just more so of just learning how to do things the way that God wants us to do them, and there were learning curves. And when you're doing things that
You're fired.
You're fired. When you're doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, and God's trying to show you how to do things, and you're going off your way, and I'm going off my way, then it makes the learning curve a lot bigger.
Yeah.
So even with that learning curve, where was the intersection of, okay, we're going to do it God's way?
When she was mad at me?
When I was
mad. and I
wait
didn't.
a minute. Is that always, not that you're an angry person, so is that always what brings you to the place where, okay, something's off when you get upset?
Well, again, she's a puzzle. So her getting upset may have happened in 1922.
Oh.
But I don't see it until 2035.
Well, and it's and the thing is with Damian, he is very like headstrong. So it's like you may be saying, okay, Damian. Like for me, I'm like, okay, Damian, I'm not liking this. Okay, Damian, I'm not liking this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yo. And then I'm mad. And then he's just like, she's mad. And I'm like, I done told you like 8 times
okay.
that I didn't like what we were doing. He said, but you've never said it before. I'm like, I told you like
you're right.
8 times that this is where we were going.
And see, that's where I had to learn, because for me, and so for me, intention is big. For her, intention is not big.
Okay.
It's not as big as it is for me. So for me, if I don't intend to hurt you or harm you, then what I'm doing is fixable.
I got you.
For her, it's you harmed me. I don't care about your intentions. And so that's really where where it was a problematic for me. Because most problems can be fixed. But it's why for me, it was always big on why the problem happened. So I think I'll go something simple. Like what I used to do, I'm laughing because I remember. What I used to do was when we would get paid, she already breathed. When we would get paid, what I used to do was wait until the end of the pay period and then pay the bills. That's what I used to do. Because my thing was, we got money, let's have a good time, then we'll pay the bills. For her, it was, all women's eyes are looking at me, by the way, everybody can't see. For her, it was, when we get paid, pay all the bills, and then we'll figure out everything else as it goes on. And I was just like, yeah, but we ain't got no money in our pocket. And I was like, we're going to be broke. But fast forward, what ended up happening was, now we've had that argument. It wasn't even an argument. And then the big problem was I would lie. I would lie and say, oh yeah, I paid those bills. And really what would happen was, again, I would wait to the end of the pay period because I intended to pay. To pay them.
Yeah, I get it.
But we wanted to go out to eat. Had to have that. Had to do that. And then there it is. And so that's what would happen. So I would intend to pay them, and then I wouldn't. And then argument would happen because I would lie, and the lies would stack up. And then I pulled the blanket out from under her. So the trust blanket from her. And that is what damaged our relationship. It wasn't the money part. It was me lying. It was me lying and not trusting her with that information. And so that's where I had to learn and get better. So that took a while. That took a while for me because money and stability. Money was a thing for me.
It was stability. I get that.
Yeah, but I didn't really have money growing up, and so having that, it helped. Having that in my hand made me feel better. But I had to learn that home being taken care of was better. So I had to learn, and that took a while.
Wow. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna pause. pause. One more time. We're going to come back with the final installation.